Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is our today's question on LeetCode, and this question is basically daily challenge on 13th August. And the question is check if there is a valid partition of the array. Okay, so we will read this question first and we will try to figure out how we can solve this question. So you are given a zero index integer array nums and you have to partition the array into one or more contiguous subarrays. So basically we have input of integer array nums, and what we have to do, we have to do partition of this array into one or more contiguous subarrays. So we call a partition of array valid if each of the obtained subarrays satisfies one of the following condition. So basically there are three conditions and each of the obtained subarray should satisfy one of the three conditions. So the conditions are: the subarray consists exactly two equal elements. So this is our first condition, that you can see that 2 comma 2 is a good, because it has exactly two equal elements. And what we can have, we can have exactly three equal elements, that is you can see that 4 comma 4 comma 4, it is again good. And the subarray consists exactly three consecutive increasing elements, that is the difference between adjacent element is 1. So you can see that we can have 3 4 5 as a good one, because it is having exactly three consecutive increasing elements. Okay, you can see that 1 comma 3 comma 5 is not good, because it is not consecutive, though it is increasing, but it is not consecutive, so that's why it is not good. So basically one of these three conditions should be obeyed by each of the obtained subarrays. Okay, and if we are able to do partition in such a way, we will just return true, otherwise we will return false. So you can see that we have input nums. So let us have a closer view for this input. So you can see that this is our input 4 4 4 and 5 6. And what we can do, we can do partition of this array, like this is the first partition, and this is going to be our second partition. And you can see that this red one is following first condition, so it is obeying first condition, and this one is obeying third condition. So in this way you can see that this partition is valid, so we are able to do partition. So for this case we will just return true. So you can see that they have given answer true for this case. Okay, so let us think about how we can solve this question. So basically what we can do, let's say we are on a particular index. So let us say we are on a particular index current, and for this index current we are having three choices with us. So we will discuss all these three choices and we'll try to figure out how we can do what we can do. So first choice is that this index will obey the first condition, or what we can have, it will obey the second condition, or what it can do, it can obey the third one. Okay, so these are the three conditions. Okay, these are the three conditions. Okay, and this index current can obey should obey at least one of these three conditions. So what we can do, we can have a recursive function for this, and we will solve for each recursive cases. So let's say we are having a recursive function solve, and we are on any particular index current. So basically what we can do, we will check for the first condition. So for the first condition, what we can check, we will check what we will do, we will check whether the nums of current is equal to nums of current plus 1 or not. So basically if this condition is valid, what we can do, we can solve for current plus 2, and that's it. And basically we will check whether, okay, so this recursive function is of type boolean, and it is of type boolean, and if it is going to return true, we will just return true. Otherwise what we will do, we will go for another case. So basically when we are on this case, second case, so basically what we will do, we will check whether the nums of current is equal to nums of current plus 1. and what else, the third number should also be same. So nums of current plus 1 is equal to nums of current plus 2. So these two conditions should be valid, and if it is valid, what we will do, we will just solve for current plus 3, and if it is going to return true, we will just return true. Otherwise we will move to the third one. So for the third one, we will check, what we will do, we will just check whether nums of current is equal to nums of current plus 1. So basically it is an increasing consecutive number. So basically nums of current plus 1 should be equal to nums of the next index, the index next to current, and nums of current plus 1 should be equal plus 1 should be equal to nums of current plus 2. So if this condition is valid, what we will do, we will just solve for current plus 3. Okay, and if it is returning true, we will just return true, and if we are not getting true from any of these conditions, what we will do, we will just return false. Okay, so these are the recursive cases, and we will try to solve this question using this concept. So let us try to code this question. So basically, okay, one more thing, we are using some sort of recursion here. So what we will do, we will use memoization here also. Okay, we will use memoization to reduce time complexity. So basically we will have a integer n, which is nothing but size of this array nums, and for recursion memoization part, so basically for memoization we will have a dp vector. Okay, so vector of integer dp, and the size will be n, and it will be initialized by -1. And what we will do, we will have a recursive function boolean of type bool. So bool solve. So basically whenever we are on current index, so int current, and we will pass parameters as this integer array or vector nums, and dp vector also. So basically if this index is equal to nums is equal to or greater than nums dot size, so what we can say, we are done with all indexes, and we have, if we are done with all indexes, we can return true. So we will just return true because we are done with all indexes or indices, and if we know the value corresponding to particular index, whether we are having false or true, so basically if dp of current is not equal to -1, what we will do, we will just return dp of current. So by doing this, we are avoiding repeated cases. So basically the time complexity will be reduced, and otherwise what we will have, we will just check for all these three conditions separately. So basically if current plus 1 is less than nums dot size, and nums of current is equal to nums of current plus 1, so basically these two numbers are same. So for this case, what we will do, we will just check whether the solve for current plus 2 is true or not. So solve for current plus 2 nums and dp, if it is going to return true, we will just return true. Otherwise what we will do, we will check for the second condition. So for this we are having second condition as if current plus 2 is less than nums dot size, and what we can have, this condition should be valid. Okay, so nums of current should be equal to nums of current plus 1, and nums of current plus 1 should be equal to nums of current plus 2. So these two conditions should be valid, and if it is valid, what we will do, we will just check for current plus 3. So solve for current plus 3 nums and dp, and if it is going to return true, we will just return true. Otherwise, what we will do, we will just solve for the third case, and the third case is that increasing consecutive subarrays. So basically, current plus 2 should be less than nums dot size. So the condition should be, this one should be true, and what we will do, nums of current plus 1 is equal to nums of current plus 1, and nums of current plus 1 is equal to nums of current plus 2. So this is basically the condition of consecutive increasing subarray, and what we will do, we will just solve for current plus 3 and nums and dp, and if we are able to find if it is going to return true, we will just return true. Okay, and otherwise also, okay, if we are returning true, we should update the value of dp of current. Okay, so dp of current should be true in all these three cases, and then we will just return true. So by this, what we are doing, we are storing the values corresponding to each indices, and basically we are using memoization here. And if we are not able to get true from any of these three conditions, what we will just do, we will just return dp of current as false. Okay, and in our main function, what we will do, we will just return solve for basically our initially our current will be nothing but 0, and we will pass parameter nums and dp. So this is the code, and you can see that this was the recursive part, and this is the main function, and let us see whether the code works or not. So you can see that the test cases are passing. Let us see for main cases. So yeah, you can see that all the cases are passing, and we are beating 100% users in C++. So I will again try to explain this code. So basically what we can have for each index, we are having these three conditions. Either it follows the first condition, or it follows second condition, or it follows third condition. So we will check for each cases recursively, and if we found true, if we found true for any of the condition, we will just return true. Otherwise, what we will do, we will just return false. So that's what we have done here. You can see that we have a recursive function here, and we are gone with all three cases. Okay, you can see that these are three cases. I will write here. This is basically condition 1, and this is basically condition 2, and this is basically condition 3. And if we are not able to find any true, if we are not able to find any partition corresponding to any of these three conditions, we will just return true. And in order to reduce the time complexity, we have used this dp vector for memoization, and you can see that we are updating the values of this dp vector in each of these conditions, and we are using it for to avoid repetitive cases. Okay, so in this way we have solved this question, and I hope you understood my solution. And if you like my code, if you like my solution, you can like my video also. And if you have any kind of doubt regarding this question, you can ask me in comment section. If you want to share any idea regarding this question, you can again share it in comment section. And if you want to see some more videos like this, you can subscribe my channel, and the code link will be present in description. Thank you.